Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience, and in today's video we are going to be talking about careers that make you a millionaire. The sun is setting, but I still wanted to get this video out to you all as soon as I could, so I am filming. As you know, I am working, I am in school, and times are really busy, so I have to film these videos whenever I have the opportunities. Well, there is no one size to becoming a millionaire, and you can take basically any career path to become one. Certain careers stand out for their high earning potential, allowing individuals to amass wealth and achieve financial independence faster than most. In most cases, these careers not only offer impressive salaries, but they also come with opportunities for growth, bonuses, and investment options that can amplify one's wealth over time. In this video, we're going to be talking about careers that make you a millionaire, or at least are most common for millionaires. And I'm talking about everyday millionaires to come out of. So we're not just going to be talking about becoming an actor and a singer, but rather those that on average you can become a millionaire, the ones that we see the most millionaires in the United States, which there are about 22 million millionaires, come out of. We're going to talk about what they are, their career field looks like, their educational requirements, essentially how to grow within those fields. And if that sounds good to you, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. And if you're new here on this channel, we have discussions about society's impacts on our lives and our finances, and how we can take back that power and live more intentional lives by making more intentional decisions towards financial freedom and financial independence. And if that sounds good, stick around. Now let's delve in. So let's start with one of the fields that I'm sure each of us have at least gone through a period of our life where we thought we were going to become. Essentially a doctor in the medical field, whether it takes in the form of a surgeon or a physician. That is one of the fields that millionaires come out of. And this is because of their high earning potential, especially if you are able to specialize in one of those fields, such as being a neurosurgeon, a cardiologist, an anesthesiologist. It is very rewarding. Which do you need? A bachelor's degree, then you need to go into medical school, and then you have to do many years of residency or an internship, and then you become a full-fledged doctor. This can take years. I'm talking after high school, there is still 8 years of education, and then many more years if you have to do some sort of specialty, and then the years of making not so great income, but still typically above what the median individual income in the United States is, before you start making those hefty checks. And a lot of people don't start making those big checks until they're in their early to mid 30s. The incomes do vary by specialty, but general practitioners can earn between $150,000 to $300,000 annually, while specialized surgeons such as orthopedic surgeons, neurosurgeons can make upwards of $500,000 per year. And there's so many ways that even as a doctor making good income, you can still boost your income by opening up a practice or just doing some sort of research. If you are interested in that, talk to people who are already in the field. They would know way more than I could ever get from my personal research. When you get out of school, don't just go and get one of those like doctor's loans where you're living a high income before you even start making good checks. Start living below your means and start paying off all of your student loan debt. The average person who goes to medical school leaves with about $250,000 in student loan debt. So please ensure that you're paying it off as soon as possible, so that in the future you can enjoy the fruits of your labor without having so much medical school debt hanging over you. And that does not even include what you might have from your bachelor's degree. The next career you're going to be talking about is becoming a lawyer. Did you ever go through that phase? I definitely know, and it's still not out of the picture to one day go to law school. If you want to be a lawyer, we're talking specifically about corporate law, there is great financial reward that can come from that. What you need is a bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be pre-law. You can basically do your bachelor's in almost anything, and then you have to take the LSAT, go to law school, pass law school, then a bar exam, and then basically get a JD. And after you're a licensed lawyer, the potential is out of this world. Your income potential could be anywhere from $150,000 upwards of $400,000. And if you become a partner, you could be making upwards of $1 million per year at top law firms. And as a lawyer, you can increase your income potential by having a good reputation of getting the work done. Some people who specialize in like mergers and acquisition or intellectual property law make a great income. So there's always a way to make even more money in good career fields. The next field we're going to be talking about is software engineering and IT managers. You can get into this field with a bachelor's degree, which I definitely recommend that, but you can also do certifications. The advantage you do get with a bachelor's degree is that you already have that and plus certifications versus somebody who only has certification. And so when it's time to move up, especially the corporate ladder, the person who has the degree and certification has so much more opportunity than somebody who only has a certificate. And if that's all you have right now, it's good. But make sure that once you get into the field, you still pursue a more formal education just for the security in the future. In this career field, you can make anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 per year. And same with being an IT manager, you can make anywhere from $120,000 upwards of $200,000 per year. You can leverage this for even more money by going into management or working for top IT companies. The bigger the company, sometimes the more you are going to make. So if you work for companies that are the FANG companies, I'm talking Facebook. Well, I guess now it's going to be main companies because it's not Facebook anymore, it's Meta. So you're working for Meta, Amazon, Apple. The N used to be Netflix, but some people are saying now it's Nvidia, and then G is Google. So if you work for those companies, you typically are more likely to make even more money. The fourth career is an investment banker. Investment banking is actually one I've been doing research in the most recent years, and it seems so interesting. But a lot of people have a bachelor's degree in finance or economics, and most go on to earn their MBA as their career progresses. And many who are just starting out will begin in some sort of analyst position and work their way up from there after they gain the experience and good reputation for getting their job done. When you start as a junior analyst, you can be earning anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000, but as you grow, so does your income. Senior bankers can make anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000. If you become an executive at a top company, you can be earning 7 figures per year. But this is a long career rather than something that immediately happens. And this is for every career that I'm going through. It's not just the beginning, it's about the journey through the entire career field. The next one is engineering. If you're an engineer, there is so much you can do. And I'm talking about electrical engineering, petroleum engineering, civil engineering, chemical engineering. There's so much potential. And a lot of that has to do with getting a bachelor's degree. Are there some that you can get in without a bachelor's degree? Yeah, but I don't think you can call yourself an electrical engineer without actually having a degree in electrical engineering. Now, there might be a field where you can go in and it's electrical engineering, but to be an electrical engineer, you kind of have to have the degree. And a lot of these engineering, depending on the company that you work for, will make it a requirement for you to have an engineering degree of some kind. Engineers can make anywhere from $80,000 upwards of $200,000 depending on your specific field. Petroleum engineers typically are making over $100,000 per year. There is a level of instability, but it's still a really great field to make hundreds of thousands of dollars each year. Chemical engineers can earn anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 a year, and aerospace engineers can also earn anywhere from $90,000 to $200,000 per year. The way you can leverage it is very similar to software engineers, working for top companies, honing it on your skills, having that experience so that you can leverage it for higher salaries and higher opportunities throughout your career. Number 6 is one field that I think is very hard for you to start from ground zero to get into, and that is being a real estate developer or investor. This is one of those things that honestly, if you don't already have money, it'll be hard for you to get into unless you know somebody who knows somebody who also knows somebody and they're trying to connect you into it. It's just one of those fields that's hard to get into. Getting a degree is not one that just gets you in there, but if it's something that you're interested in, you can certainly still make it happen. And if you're good at what you do and you have the clientele, you can make anywhere from $100,000 to millions of dollars per year. And it also depends on the scale at which you are developing or investing. The more money that you have to invest, the more money you can potentially make. And if you're a developer and you're building multi-million-dollar homes, there is also a lot of income potential there. And the way you can definitely leverage this is through your clientele, having people refer you from one project to another, and as you grow, taking on more expensive projects in the future. The next one is certified public accountant, and that's a CPA, which is definitely different from an accountant. You do need to be certified. So after you finish your bachelor's degree, you do need some extra credits, and then once you're certified, from passing the exam, then you can become a CPA. And you can earn anywhere from $70,000 to $150,000 per year. If you work your way through the corporate ladder to become a partner, you can earn upwards of $300,000 per year. And the way you can definitely leverage yourself as a CPA is in many different aspects, whether it's taking on some clients on the side, opening up your own practice, or just going into big companies and working your way up. So all these careers are really good, and there's so many other careers out there that you can become a millionaire out of, but there are some things that you have to do with the money that you're earning to make you $1 million. It's not just about saving $1 million, it's about the knowledge that they use, the strategies that they use to save money and invest their money. And let's go into those strategies, which the first one is investing consistently and starting as early as possible. This is one of the areas that benefits a lot of engineers because you only need a bachelor's degree to get started, and you're making well over the median individual income. And as long as you are investing your 401k, a Roth IRA, and HSA, over your 30, 40, 50-year career, you're gonna have a lot of money saved and invested in your retirement, and you're gonna have the opportunity to buy a house, you pay down all of your debt. Typically, just with a bachelor's degree, you don't accumulate that much debt. It's not like a big postgraduate degree. And even though it's good to get a master's degree, you don't have to. It just sets you aside in a really, really good way. But you can still have a great career as an engineer without having a master's degree. So with that being said, investing early is a great strategy. So imagine investing $500, $1,000 per month. You're gonna have so much money. The second thing you should be doing is always negotiating your salary. Always negotiate your salary and benefits. It's gonna be so helpful. Even when you're starting your first job, yes, you can ask for more money. The worst they can say is no. More likely than not, they're not gonna rescind the offer. But you can definitely compare and tell them, okay, I want more money. And again, they can always say no, but they can also say yes and give you more money. Same with if you're getting a promotion or if you're switching jobs. Always try to negotiate your salary and benefits. This can earn you several thousands of dollars per year. When I was job searching in college, I definitely asked for more on any job that I was very interested in, and a lot of them were willing to negotiate and go up within 4 figures of what I was asking for. The next thing you want to do is live below your means and save. This is really important. Even when you're in these big careers and huge careers, you definitely want to make sure that you're not living just within your means or above your means, because you can always do that. You could be making $40,000 now and think, oh, when I make $100,000, I'm gonna have so much money. And then you make $100,000 finally, and then you're spending all of it, because your money will always make plans for themselves if you do not plan for how to strategically use it to build a financially successful future. So please ensure that you're doing that. You can always do this by making a budget and living your life according to that budget and sticking to it like it's glue, okay? So save your money. Do not spend everything you make. And the next thing you want to do is pursue higher education, continue to network, and grow in your skill set. I know I'm doing this by pursuing my master's degree, even though nobody's requiring that of me right now. I know in the future it's going to be such a great thing to have, and I'm already going to have it done before it even becomes something that is considered necessary for me to have. Already steps ahead, and also honing in my skills as an engineer, learning better and better every single day, because I want to be a great engineer. I want to have transferable skills that no matter where I am, no matter where I go, I'm always going to do a good job, and they're at least going to take a chance on me because they know my potential is there. Also, get to know people. Talk to people who've been in your career field for 20, 30, 40 years. I know people at my job, and I have conversations with them. They've been there for like 40 years, and I'm so fascinated to listen to what a long career they have and what it looks like and how they were able to climb up, or what stopped them from going higher than they otherwise would have. Go to conferences, meet people, have conversations, schedule a one-on-one with your leaders and learn from them. They have already done so much in their life that you don't have to make their mistakes. You can learn from them and then make greater steps and greater strides towards where you want to be based on the information they give you. And the fifth thing is to take advantage of tax advantaged accounts when you're saving, such as a 401k from your job, Roth or traditional. Take advantage also of an IRA, Roth or traditional, and the HSA, which is a triple tax benefits. I have videos on this on my channel about the changes during the year, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But if you're interested, go watch my video about the changes for the year 2025 when it comes to the 401k, HSA, and Roth IRA. And the last part of this video is talking about Dave Ramsey's Millionaire study. If you watch Dave Ramsey's show, he's always talking about the Millionaire study that they did. I think this was back in like 2010. They interviewed 10,000 millionaires, a lot of whom were everyday millionaires. And the reason this is significant is that there are about 22 million millionaires in the United States. And if you're able to survey 10,000 of them, that is a great amount for sample data. And so a lot of the things that you will see in a lot of the threads are pretty much consistent or will be consistent in the remainder of them. So 22 million, and they studied 10,000 of them. And here are the top 5 careers they found within the millionaires. Number 1, which was the most number, were engineers. And I, as an engineer, couldn't be more proud, but I understand why. A lot of engineers know math. A lot of engineers know about interest rates. A lot of engineers are nerds, so they don't mind a budget. They love the spreadsheets. I love a good spreadsheet. That is one of the things that make me super happy, is a good spreadsheet and the numbers. So because we're not afraid of numbers, because we're not afraid of data, we know about historical data to predict future data. Because of all of that and what our field is, it makes it easier for us to really delve deep into financial success and putting the strategies that would make us financially successful. But you don't have to be an engineer to know these things. Financial literacy is for anyone and everyone. And if you're already watching this video, you know on my channel I have a personal finance playlist. Be sure to listen to it and find all the ways that you can set yourself up for financial success. But the number 2 career was accountants, which also makes sense because accountants work in finance. A lot of accountants work directly with finance and personal finance. So this means that they're already dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. And I'm sure they hear stories, they know things that would just make them want to be financially better off and put in place better financial strategies. The third one was actually quite surprising, but it was teachers. And people always argue with this. I heard somebody joke, the reason why teachers were number 3 is because they are married to engineers. Which was so funny, and it was a joke. But I do think that a lot of people forget that some teachers can make a lot of money. It could also be that professors are added to this. And being a teacher is not a one-size-fits-all. There are private schools. There are different levels of being a teacher. I do know some of my teachers had like PhDs and they were earning a lot of money, and they taught high school level. And they said you make a pretty good living having a PhD teaching in high school. But shout out to all my teachers. And the last thing is that they have great pensions, I hear. So you can still become a millionaire on the teacher's salary. The fourth one is very general, which is management. So that is being a manager, which can be basically any career field, but it makes sense. Managers typically supervise people and they're making a whole lot more to compensate them for their time and their management skills. But it could also be people who have MBAs in managerial positions, which therefore they are making a way greater income than the average person. And the fifth one was being an attorney, and of course we talked about that. The ones that shocked me the most that don't appear to be higher were doctors, until you realize that doctors are notorious for spending a lot of money once they come out of medical school, because they're already most of the time carrying student loan debt from undergrad, and then the over $250,000 on average they come out of medical school with, and the years of making very average salaries when they're doing their residency or internships or fellowships. So there's a whole lot of delayed gratification, and once they start making a lot of money, a lot of them just go mayhem. They start spending so much money and not thinking too much about the future. So some of them are carrying their student loan debt into their 50s and their 60s, and it has so much compounded interest. Some of them are in over $500,000 in student loan debt, which offsets it. And then they go out and they buy big cars and big houses. So yes, they're making a lot of money, but because of all the debt they're accumulating and all the money they're spending for their lifestyle, they just tend not to be in the top 5 careers. Can make a lot of money and can make different decisions and be a rich doctor, okay? There are several of them out here. So to conclude, with high-paying jobs in careers such as medicine, law, tech, and real estate can significantly accelerate one's journey to becoming a millionaire. The path to wealth requires more than generous salary. It is about leveraging your income through smart investment. Disciplined spending and continuous personal growth are essential for maximizing your financial success. For those who are willing to commit to a combination of hard work, financial savviness, and self-discipline, these careers offer a path to achieving financial independence and building generational wealth. And we know recently there's been so much talk about generational wealth and legacy. And this, ladies and gentlemen, are the top careers to becoming a millionaire. But remember that whatever career you're in now, you still can become a millionaire. It just takes learning the basics of financial literacy, applying it, and staying disciplined for the entire course. So with that, I'm bringing this video to an end. Thank you all so much. I hope the lighting is not too bad, but it's literally dark outside, but it's all good. If this information added value to your life, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. And share this video with somebody who is in middle school, high school, anybody who is in college and they're lost as to what to pursue, or if you just want to share with somebody who you think will be helpful towards, I deeply appreciate it. And be sure to leave in the comment section, are you in any of these career fields or in a different career field, and what are your plans to becoming an everyday millionaire? So thank you all again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.